Good morning, day traders, and welcome to Market Minute, a hedge fund trader's technical analysis of the stock market for Friday, March 25th, 2022. Let's get after it. So, relatively strong days there yesterday, kind of across the board, with a few sort of outlier names absolutely running things up like crazy. We're now getting sort of full body days, right, on sort of decreasing daily volume, but then that getting supported with a little bit of a gap up. So we're getting 2 out of 3 here, so definitely more of a bullish bias than bearish bias here this AM. Bull case on the SPY begins above that 453.75 and has room towards that 455.60, 458, 460 areas. Very similar narrative here on QQQ, right, where we're getting that full body candle, nice little gap up, but sort of disappointing daily volume there yesterday. Indexes can climb on that thinning daily volume, but would still like to see a high conviction breakout above this 362.50 for any opportunity to kind of run this thing up past that 363.70, 365, 366, and then eventually 368 area. Apple really kind of showing us a slightly stronger volume profile, albeit not fantastic. A little bit of a Bollinger Band breakout here, so need to be cautious that this move isn't starting to get a little bit overextended, especially on that decreasing daily volume. If Apple can kind of creep up and over this 175.50, then it starts to have a lot of room up towards that 176.50, 177.30, and then eventually that 180 area. If we can get some high volume rejections, maybe we can look to play this back down towards that 170 barrier. But for now, I don't really have a realistic bias to the downside here. So more one to watch if things go red. Tesla, right, really nice inside bar there yesterday, which kind of gives us the most realistic expectation, or sort of best expectation of this being that low volume, right? So really high volume day there yesterday, kind of invalidating that sort of weakness potentially. And then, because bears weren't able to sort of reclaim control. Now if we can kind of push this thing past that 1042, Tesla has an opportunity to sort of continue to invalidate that March 23rd weakness. If it can give us that volume, then sure, it moves towards that 1050 and then that 1072, but that 1042 to 1050 area might not give us that right risk reward. So I need to be a little bit cautious until things look perfect here. Again, right, don't want to chase this thing up if the market isn't running as well. So wait for things to be A+, and then you'll have an opportunity. Microsoft, really good looking candle, right? Kind of screams like just the SPY or QQQ, right? Where it's given us that sort of 2 out of 3. Full body candle, nice little gap up, but not exactly that increasing daily volume. Would like to see this thing break out over that 306.40. And then if it can, right, we've got resistance at 308, 309, and then that 310 barrier. It's fairly wicky action here on the left, right, from that sort of end of January, early February. So I expect it to fill relatively quickly, and we just got to make sure that that risk reward is correct, right, that our option volume is sort of where we want it to be, and we're not sort of chasing after it if it isn't perfect, because this thing could get pretty wicky, right, could get pretty kind of whipsaw back and forth if the volume isn't strong enough. AMD giving us a really nice increasing daily volume, full body candle, and then just a little bit of a baby gap up here this morning. So we're kind of getting that 3 out of 3, really nice relative strength. If AMD can kind of break out over that 122.50, has a lot of room up, right? First level is $2 away at that 124.50. Then we go 125.20, 127, and then 128 areas. I love the relative strength that we're seeing here compared to some of these sort of indexes. We could almost look at this as a beautiful trend line breakout. So if we can continue to get this momentum, if we can continue to see that strength, then AMD certainly looks like it's going to be near the top of the watch list this morning. And then last but not least here is this NVIDIA. NVIDIA was sort of our superstar here yesterday on this incredible full body volume breakout. If this thing can now break out over this 286.25 zone, we start to run this thing up towards that 290, 294, right? And maybe even a chance to test 300 here again. Incredible volume base there yesterday, right? Really, really strong. So you need to be very cautious that this doesn't want to give us that same sort of profile that we got on that Tesla. We don't want to get that fake out, shake out here. So wait for things to be A+, wait for them to be perfect. We have a little bit of resistance here from that sort of early January mark. And once we're able to sort of clear that January 12th high, then we have very minimal resistance up towards that, say, 294 zone. So that's how I plan on dominating today's action. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you want to follow my day trades live, you can start your free 7-day trial at dtrtrading.com. Otherwise, guys, have yourselves a fantastic session and talk to you all on Monday for the next Market Minute.